When a community is capable of building a structure such as the new addition to the Antonio B. Wampat Guam International Airport, it has earned itself bragging rights in this entire region of the Western Pacific. Getting it built was a monumental accomplishment over a number of years involving many, many people in the community. Elected and appointed officials, members of the business community, members of the board of directors, and just plain folks. There were proud and happy faces during recent ceremonies as deserving congratulations were extended and bows were taken by those who opened the doors to introduce our newest acquisition. By this notable accomplishment, the territory has essentially declared itself ready to enter the 21st century with flying colors. The complex is overwhelming in size and design. It highlights the legendary pro of our Chamorro ancestors and interesting symbolism of aviators with modern technology, yielding recognition to simple canoe navigators of antiquity. Before we turn the chapter on our new airport, here's food for your thoughts and your footnotes. It was also just plain folks who were the original landowners who were not fully compensated for the taking of the acres of their ancestral land in Tiyan, which were seized in the early days. They deserve our gratitude. It was also just plain folks, Chamorro men and boys, members of forced labor battalions during the occupation, who felled the jungle and hand-built the original airstrip. They work under extreme duress, being removed from their own farms and thus limiting their ability to provide food for their hungry families. Not in their wildest imagination did they think that someday the landing strip they were building would end up being the centerpiece of Guam's economy. We continue to use part of that strip today as part of the primary engine which brings rice, tortillas, and bread to our tables. They too deserve our thanks. Finally, it was also just plain folks who centuries ago unwittingly named that location Tiyan, which in Chamorro translates to stomach, the belly, or colloquially speaking, the bread basket. When next you visit the airport, set that chin up high, put your hands behind your back, and walk around like you own stock in the place. You do. And the kind of stock that you own cannot be traded. It can only be inherited. It's called Chamorro stock. Wahoo si Bemblos. Join us next week for another episode of Nihi Ta Bisita.